What's going on, everyone? American Leeds, the American Leeds YouTube channel. My name's Alex Simon. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to do this live. I was thinking about doing a pre-recorded podcast, but our little rant. But I was like, you know what? Do it live. Do it live. Do it live. Yeah, we are Leeds United. We are a mighty club from Bangkok to Beeston, from Los Angeles to Leeds, UK. From Cape Town, South Africa to Chicago, Illinois, Anchorage, Alaska to Atlanta, Georgia. We are Leeds United. We are a mighty club. We're big in the Americas. We're big in Australia. We're big everywhere. Can you tell that I used to do radio? I used to, intern for a radio station. Anyways, I want to talk about the U21s. I got a quick little U21 rant. They just lost to Tottenham Hotspur. U21 Farke. I want to talk about Daniel Farke, his tactics, Glenn Kamara's comments after the game, go over some stats. And I got to pull those up. And changes that will maybe be made, guys that could take advantage of, the current situation that we're in. And my critiques, your comments from my last video, and then we'll get out of here. I'm thinking 20 minutes. I think about 20 minutes. So, thanks for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having some coffee, some tea. If you take tea, do you take it with a lot of milk? I like it. I like black coffee and black tea. I'm sorry. Maybe that's the American in me. All right, starting off today, my U21 rant that just Leeds United just got finished in a defeat against Tottenham Hotspur's U21. I haven't been following the U21s all that much, and obviously some of their development. I think obviously some of them are quite above that level, and I would love to see some of them get loans, specifically Bate. I think he just pops out at being usually above levels above the other players. I think even Jabby sometimes can appear to be like that level, but I think Jabby is still working on many kind of refinements of his game. So, anyways, but my U21 rant is the format of the U21s right now. In America, this is just a warning. When we want to make changes to the higher levels of the game, we will experiment with the youth. So if you remember the Super League, or, the big kind of conglomerate league that they're trying to make a couple years ago, everybody gets into a postseason, everybody gets into a tournament. That is exactly what they're doing with the youth. And that's what will happen. That's why Leeds getting promoted is so huge, because in order to get into a European tournament, like 15 teams in the Premier League are going to go into a European tournament, which one might happen because it's rated the best league, but Premier League's clearly the best league in the world. They will, you have to be in the Premier League to get into that tournament. So a big club like Leeds United not being in that tournament will be huge. And I think that happens in the next 5 years. I think they'll make some sort of concessions and pills to swallow that they'll try again. They will absolutely try again. So that's my little rant, and they're already doing it with the youth. So look out for that. That's my only kind of U21 rant. I think that's coming still. Daniel Farke, let's jump into his comments. Obviously, points dropped the past 2 games. I want to hear from the gaffer. What does he say? We're dropping points. What do you have to say for yourself, Daniel Farke? And let's see if I grab the right one. No. And it's this one. You're going to have to bear with me. We're doing it live. Daniel Farke, what do you have to say after this game?
In the studio, would you use that word as well to describe what's happened here today?
Yes, because quite often in this league, 1 point's a valuable point. But today, after this draw, I'm also just disappointed and frustrated that we didn't win this game, because, we should have won this game in the way and the manner we created the chances. we didn't use them, and for that we are just disappointed today.
And having to work hard to get yourselves in front, that makes it even more frustrating, doesn't it?
Yes, it makes the whole game pretty frustrating, because obviously you can't change or influence the way the opponent wants to come out, and obviously they've chosen a way to sit back, to bring everyone who can defend and bite and suffer and struggle and fight.
So I'm agreeing with him. I stopped short of saying that they parked a bus in this game. They quickly got into a defensive shape. If you watched my preview, I mean, I am like Nostradamus. I told you I wouldn't call it a low block. They get into a defensive shape very quickly, and they're very dangerous from crosses. Their one goal that they scored was from crosses. I'm like, that's how they put the ball out wide. They put in crosses. And if you allow enough crosses, they allowed one, unfortunately. But if you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. Unfortunately, we conceded a goal, and it was a little bit far too easy for my liking, especially in the game state, only up a goal.
On the pitch, they left more or less their offensive players out because they want to defend. It's then hard work. Yeah, you have to be relentless and you have to keep going. I think in the first half, we created already a few chances. Was not that easy. Changed a few positional things in the second half and created even more. Scored a fantastic goal. Yes, and if you then don't bury the game, because we had the chance to do this, and you have to play without mistake.
Okay, absolutely. We absolutely created a ton of chances. I completely agree with that. Our XG, I think, was 2.5, maybe. I agree with him there, and that we should have buried the game 100%.
Then, yes, so an unnecessary loss of the ball. So for that, we have to defend the counter. And yes, and there was exactly one cross we had to deal with during the whole game. They had no corner kick, no wide area free kicks, just exactly one cross. Yes, and if you out of this one cross, you allow them to score a centre back for them who runs in the middle of the game, wherever, just up front, and he scores a goal, but they were not an overload in our box. Should have defended the situation better. First, loss of the ball was unnecessary, and obviously how we defend the cross. Good reaction, because we found the next gear, created an unbelievable amount of chance, and also the quality of the chances what we missed with a header, with the 1-against-1 on the goalkeeper in the last 20 minutes was more or less unbelievable, but it's reality. And yes, if you want,
you could see him look down at the ground there at how disappointed he was too. Yeah, we've been saying it for years, but finish your dinner. You got to feel finish it off. And we've had opportunities where I think we've done it this season. We've had opportunities where we haven't. So that ruthlessness is still missing in this team a little bit.
To be in the best position in the league, you also need effectiveness, and this was definitely not the case today.
And you gambled, didn't you, once they'd equalised, because the more forwards kept coming on. Gamble ultimately didn't quite pay off, but so many chances were created in those closing stages.
Yes, I wanted to gamble today. I took some defensive player off and then brought offensive-minded players in. Obviously, it was a bit risky, but yeah, they had, I think, one counter-attack and with a strike in the middle of the goal, so not really a chance. And what we have created, especially in the last 10 minutes, when I think about the header of Joe Rowan or Daniel James, not to mention all the other situations, normally after such a game, when you are so dominant, you should celebrate a 4-5-6-1 win, whatever. Or normally with clean sheet, because we didn't have to deal with a lot. But the reality is the outcome 1-1. Yes, you can label it unlucky today. I'm really frustrated because we're not effective enough. And yes, we definitely need 1 or 2 days to get.
Would you label it unlucky? Look, I thought that that Coventry had a good game plan. I thought Sunderland had a good game plan. It's hard for me to just say that it was unlucky. Looking at the game, when you look at the stats, it does seem to tell a different story.
The disappointment out of our closes, that's definitely for sure.
Makes it an even bigger game next weekend then, I guess, doesn't it?
No, if it would be game day 42, perhaps that would be a big game. It's just another game where it's about 1 or 3 points. And this were today, again, also 3 important points. And for that, we are disappointed today because we wanted to win the game against also a side who was in last season in the playoff final. So we never underestimated Coventry. We know it's difficult to break them down, but regardless who will come in the future, which opponents is what we have to learn to score the goals in the crunch time moments, because we won't avoid that many opponents will try to sit there deep and try to park the bus and try to defend. But if you create such amount of chances and also the quality of chances in the moment when it counts, you have to be there and have to be focused. And this is what we have to take out of this game. That's definitely for sure.
And that's definitely for sure. His accent is German. If you study German accents, he's got like the soft accent, and then every once in a while he'll go, "Chris Somerville." He'll do like yes, and it'll be like Chris Somerville. It'll be like the harsh classic German accent will come out randomly, and I don't know the geography of Germany, so but it is obviously unique in the game. Let's look at the stats, and then I want to talk, I just want to see, maybe hear from Glenn Kamara, but let's share this if we can. This is from LUFC Data. By the way, he follows me on Twitter, so it's like, or she, I think but I believe it's a he. This is amazing. I'm like amazed when somebody follows me on Twitter. Possession, 64% possession to the Whites, 36 to Coventry. Touches, 906 to 555. XG, 1.47. So I apologize. I thought it was 2. 1.47 to 0.42. Shots, 21 shots to 7. On target shots, 6 to 3. These are all in favor of Leeds United. Big chances, 2 to 1. Chances created, 18 to 5. Successful passes, 613 to 317. I mean, I can keep going. Pass accuracy, 91 to 83. Accurate crosses, 5 to 1. So that one accurate cross, you can see we lost. We didn't even concede a corner. I mean, it was on the statistical data. This was a dominant Leeds United performance. Dominant. You might even say Coventry didn't have any desire to win the game. I mean, the fact that they scored, that was their one opportunity. So I'm kind of with Daniel Farke. As frustrating as the first half was, I'm kind of going, you dominated this game. You do have to be more clinical. You do have to finish your chances. Jorginho Ruter, you do have to be more aggressive. Like, I don't think, what I'm basically saying is, it's not the system. This isn't the system. We're like last year, and hey, I'm an American, but I don't like Jesse Marsch, okay? I'm not a Jesse Marsch apologist. I'm a Leeds United fan first and foremost. I wanted whatever. I wanted the American players to succeed. That was cool. But this isn't Jesse Marsch's, like, when he was going out there and saying, hey, we're scoring all this cool. Look at my XG. And you'd be like, yeah, but you're wide open at the other side of the pitch, man. Hey, Gabe, good to see you, buddy. This isn't like we're not conceding that many chances. We're not open at the back. That's what my take on this is. He's got the XG, which, like, take that with a little bit of salt, but he's not open either. So that's my kind of 2 cents. I think the system's working. Now, the other two criticisms that you can say about Daniel Farke, and I'm right there with you, where we're all like going, it's minute 75, and he's bringing on the same subs. Now, as a player, I kind of like that. I'm like going, cool. I know my role. I know that I'm coming in. For whatever reason, I didn't make the starting lineup, but dollars to donuts, I'm probably going to get in minute 80, minute 75, minute 70, depending on the game state. I think he should be making these calls a little bit earlier because it was so stale in the first half, but he didn't. So these are minor critiques. The other stat where I'm kind of, at first you can be critical of Daniel Farke, but then like you dig into some of these numbers behind the numbers. It's the Sam Byram stat. This team has not won a game without Sam Byram. Now, why is that? Every time Daniel Farke tries to make changes, for whatever reason, it's off a tick. So now it's with Sam Byram being out and Jed Spence being in an unnatural position. But again, you take it's square pegs, round holes. We don't have a left back. It's the same story that's been going on for years. So it's like you move Jed Spence over, you got to put Shackleton in, or are you moving Archie again out of another unnatural position? So anyways, moving that aside, every time Daniel Farke makes a change, he wanted to rotate for Stoke. Okay. Gruev comes in. It doesn't click. He wants to rotate for the cup games. The cup games have been highly rotated. Doesn't click. We lose the cup games. We look flat. One of his players is now out. We're flat. So he's you can see why he's hesitant to make changes. Anytime he makes a little slight change, the team, it's not clicking. Now, the two guys that have actually grabbed a hold of the chances were Archie Gray. He grabbed the shirt. Ailing was out. Ailing was either injured or he was out of form. He stuck Archie in there. He put in a shift. The team won. The team succeeded. We picked up all 3 points. Kamara, the same thing. Maybe because Archie, I can't remember why Kamara originally came in, but Kamara put in a shift, grabbed the shirt over Archie at the time, or I don't know if those things happened pretty quickly. But Cooper's given a chance. He didn't grab the shirt. Gruev gave a chance, didn't grab the shirt. Now, Willie, I think, is knocking on the door. Willie's knocking on the door, but we don't know what's going on. He hasn't scored a goal, so that's not like clear and obvious. He hasn't. I don't believe he's gotten an assist. So, and we don't know what's going on in training. The other thing is Willie didn't do himself any favors with the gaffer starting this summer. So I think my punchline tonight is that I was so critical. I was with you on Saturday. It was so stale in the first half, and I'm so agitated at Daniel Farke. I'm going, why isn't he making any changes? Why isn't he bringing it? I really can't critique the guy. If you dig into the stats from the Sutherland game, it's the same story. It's the same story. Gabe the American, we need to do I would love to have like a bitching session. I'm getting over a cold about the USMNT. I don't think anyone would watch it, but I just think it would be class. I don't know. Because most of our fan base is from the UK, I just think it would be funny. And then I want to dig into the comments here on my previous couple of my previous shows. Paradise 12 definitely wouldn't play Archie on the left. Think he's better on the right than Sam Byram. There you go. I agree with that. Automatic still within reach, but Farke has to trust some of our current starters to go 2 or 3. He can really trust in January. We can't play Ampadu and Ruter much more this month. They look knackered. Again, a full week's rest. I don't think he's rotating. I don't think he's rotating this week unless they're injured. Ruter looks injured as well, he thinks. Says Paradise 12. I mean, he looks off of it, and then all of a sudden he kind of turns on and becomes like Superman. In the meantime, we can't lose any more ground. I'm going to do a Ipswich preview. My punchline there is this is a 6-pointer. This is absolutely a 6-pointer. And if we don't win this game, I think it's over as terms of automatic promotion, which might be a good thing because we can see what some of these bench players are really worth. And makes January more interesting, I think. But we have to win that game. So it's just a lot is on the line Saturday. I don't think people fully realize. I agree. Carl says, I agree. We were probably headed to Wembley to finish off a good season for the Whites, followed by a fantastic recruitment drive set up by Daniel Farke for a proper run in the Premiership. So Carl thinks we're going to go to Wembley and take it. Boy, what if it's Leeds versus like another big club like Sunderland, and that would be squeaky bum time. Carl goes on to say, American and Leeds, how are we doing? Win or no win? I don't know what the format is, but you're, I think, doing some sort of chant. LUFC Liverbird. If you ever do fancy doing a match reaction, please reach out. I will. Mr. P, I don't know, he's got a cup of tea, cup of coffee, and this guy is everywhere. Farke didn't do as much homework as his other coaches. He believes this is long. He believes that his methods would be suffice for any opponent. If so, he's paid the cost for his arrogance. If not, definitely needs to have a plan for each team. Okay, so I don't, he's not Bielsa. I don't think he's going to have dossiers on massive team. I think his system works at this level. I think if you want to be skeptical of him in the Premier League, that's probably okay to do. Most good managers are stubborn, and most good managers, just believe aren't going to listen to anybody but themselves. And honestly, I don't want another man. If you want a manager that's going to be listening to other people, I don't know, call Thomas Christensen. A-up, says Bab. A-up. Farke says Farke has to be better in game management, use of subs, and squad rotation. Agree. I would love to see the subs a little bit earlier, because the Hail Mary for the last 5 minutes of the game, it's like a little bit too late. I don't know. Yeah, I don't agree with that. Scally said basically good shout on the Wu-Tang last, the Wisdom shirt on. All right, that's pretty much it from the comments section. All right, so yeah, I mean, I think I pretty much went over everything in the midweek chat. Basically, I think Farke's doing a good job. I just don't. The only criticisms you could make are putting your subs earlier, fair, and bring Nanto on. I don't think you can criticize him for if you want to move Archie and what's he gonna do? You lose the domino effects that happens when he tries to make changes in other games that we've dropped points. We drop points. So it's tough for him to trust anybody else besides the guys that he's going with. So I don't expect any changes. The one change that you think you could possibly make is Nanto. And that's because DJ didn't score or really make an assist. So, but there's other things that he likes about him. And honestly, Nanto might be paying the price for the fact that he was so poor in terms of sitting out and not playing for the club this summer. And can I blame him? I can't. So you've really got to grab that shirt. And I don't know if he's done enough to do it. Anyways, that's my thoughts. Marching together. We'll do a preview. 6-pointer on Saturday. Massive game. Be well. Bye-bye.